David Gordon Green is an almost Jekyll and Hyde style director. He did some fantastic indie work when he first came out, things like George Washington or Undertow, and then he moved into sort of crazy comedies like The Sitter or Pineapple Express, Your Highness, those type of things. And it's nice to see him sort of branch out again by tackling a monstrous property in the form of Halloween 40? 2018, whatever they want to call it. This is the latest instalment of the Halloween franchise, and like typical fashion, it's a fairly basic story. Michael Myers escapes from a mental hospital, chases after people and kills them in various ways and manners. It's basic as it comes, but this movie tackles things in a very interesting way. The movie itself opens up with a sort of reversal. It's footage played backwards of a pumpkin decaying, and it comes back to life. This is reminiscent of the first Halloween movie, and this Halloween movie discards everything that came after the first Halloween. It's a direct sequel to that, and by this scene, by sort of taking the rot away, from bringing it back to full health, it's almost like saying we're just going to wipe all the poor Halloween movies off the slate, and we're just going back to the original, the best, and then we're going to follow on from there. It's a nice subtle sequence at the start of the movie that just made me go, I kind of like what they're doing there. The movie itself, we go straight into Laurie Strode again, who's now an agoraphobe, apparently stays in her house. She's trained with weapons, she's had a disjointed life, and this is one of the things that I liked about the movie. You know, when you see the Halloween one, you kind of engaged with Laurie, you know the character, and now 40 years later, we've seen the effect that this one night, this one event has had on her life, how this has completely changed the outcome of where she was headed. You know, she was headed down a path. Halloween night happened in 1978, and she went a way that kind of disrupted her full existence. We're also introduced to Judy Greer, her wayward daughter who was taken off her, and her granddaughter as well. Now, I'm a big Judy Greer fan, so I'm always happy to see her pop up in movies, and again, she does fantastic work here. But the main thing is Michael. How does he do? How does he get back into it? And I thought it was interesting. I liked a lot of the ways that it threw back to the original movie. Now, as I saw this, I watched the original in the house, and then I immediately went to the cinema and watched this one, so it was super fresh, and it's a movie that I know pretty well anyway. But I loved all the homages, the throwbacks to the original, and things were slightly changed ever so much. You know, silly little things like just cutting to the granddaughter in class, sitting in the same back corner as Laurie Strode sat. There is more overt, in-your-face homages to the original, and I think that they all worked, and they were all like fantastic little nods, but just changed ever so slightly. Not really just there for the sake of it, but kind of at the same time, yeah, they are. But I really did love it. Now, the kid characters in this one, we follow the granddaughter of Laurie Strode and her friends, and I like these people. And sometimes I find in these teenage slasher movies, especially the ones with a bigger budget, they can be very grating, you know, they become stereotypical, but these felt like people I was invested with, again, much like in the original Halloween. Michael, this time around, is not as subtle as he was in the first one. He is a killing machine, and I love the subtext that comes through this, because we have a character who is Dr. Loomis's protege, who has been working with Michael and is trying to get an insight into this killer's head and why he is doing what he has done. And he mentions early on in the movie that Michael has been patiently waiting. He knows that his body is kind of wasting away, he's getting older, and when he breaks out from the mental hospital, I feel that he's on a rampage. He knows that time's short, he's probably going to be captured at some point, and he goes on a rampage, and it is vicious, bloody and destructive. Sometimes you see him just decimate somebody, sometimes you just see the remains of some horrible situation that has gone horribly wrong. And it doesn't shy away from showing you the violence when it does come, and it's very nice, it's very different, nothing's the same. And just to see this almost shark-like monster just constantly moving, constantly working way through the suburbs, just decimating anybody who just happens to get in his way, or sometimes he goes out his way just to take somebody out who's minding their own business. This is a lethal killing machine, and you get full weight behind this kind of person who will quite easily kill a say 10, 12-year-old boy at the start of the movie, you know, just because he's a vicious animal, and that's what the movie paints a picture of. I thought Halloween was terrific. I was really surprised by it because I had heard that there was mixed kind of reviews. Some people loved it, some people hated it. There was people in the middle. For me, I absolutely adored this movie. Put it right up on the pedestal with the first one because I think it is that good a movie. I'm going back to see it this week again to see if it was just all hype with me or if it really is as good as I thought it was. I've got a funny feeling it was that good, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing it again. I loved a lot of the set pieces. I loved some of the cinematography was stunning, especially the bus escape, which is lying down the ditch. We've got all the fog all around. You get the thin trees in the background. Stunning images. You get this vicious Michael. You get a hardened but still fragile Laurie. You get her family and the backstory of what has happened to her. I felt it was a complete sequel. A proper sequel, one that really fitted in with the ethos of the first movie. And then we have John Carpenter back, sort of reworking his score again. And this is fantastic work because it really just updates the adding. It takes the bass music and it builds upon it, creating an even more sort of infectious score. Something that would be sort of typical of these nowadays movies, but fits in with the original Halloween as well. It just, everything about this just worked, and worked exceptionally well in my eyes. I can thoroughly recommend Halloween. For me, it was a no-brainer. 5 out of 5. I absolutely adored it, loved it, whatever you want to say. I thought it was terrific. Can't wait to go back and see it again. I'm going to go and see it on Halloween's night because it just feels right. I'd love to know your opinion of the movie. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.